All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about a system, a really powerful but super simple way to catch your mistakes and fix them before they become, those bad habits that are so hard to break. It's called the 20-minute pattern correction protocol.
So let's start with a feeling that I am willing to bet every single one of us knows. That deep, kind of maddening frustration of making the exact same mistake over and over and over again.
I mean, seriously, think about it. You mess something up, you catch yourself and you're like, okay, yep, got it, won't do that again. You honestly feel like you've learned the lesson.
But then, maybe it's an hour later, maybe it's the next day. You do it again, and then again. And all of a sudden, what was just a one-time slip-up starts to feel like it's just baked in. It's just part of how you do things now.
And what's wild is how this shows up everywhere, right? It could be that one word you always misspell, no matter how many times you correct it. Or maybe it's that little hitch in your golf swing. If you're learning an instrument, it's hitting that same wrong chord that just makes you wince. Or in a video game, it's that one move you just keep missing. These aren't huge, life-altering failures, but they trap you in this frustration loop where a tiny error just hardens into a permanent pattern.
But here is the big idea, the thing that changes everything. Those patterns, those loops, they aren't actually permanent. Your brain isn't just hardwired to fail like that. There is a catch, though.
And that's the secret. It all comes down to speed. The window you have to correct a mistake before it starts to get cemented in your brain is shockingly short. If you can jump in there quickly, you can literally overwrite the error before it becomes the new normal.
And this brings us right to the heart of this entire explainer, this small but incredibly powerful window of opportunity.
20 minutes. That is the magic number. It turns out that right after you make a mistake, especially with a physical skill, there's this critical 20-minute window. During that time, your brain is like wide open and super receptive to being corrected. But after that window closes, the new wrong pathway in your brain starts to solidify. So waiting until your next practice session tomorrow, well, that's usually way too late. The mistake is already being filed away as a new habit.
Okay, so how do we actually take advantage of this 20-minute window? Well, that's where the protocol comes in. It's a simple 4-step process that anyone can use.
So first, let's just be crystal clear on what we're talking about. The pattern correction protocol isn't just, practice more. No, it's a specific system designed to intervene right after you mess up, using super focused practice to overwrite the error with the correct pattern. Those two words are everything: intervene and overwrite.
And here are the 4 steps, laid out perfectly. Number 1, recognize the error. The second it happens, you have to stop. I mean, full stop. Don't just ignore it and keep going. Second, isolate the mistake. You have to be a detective here. What exactly went wrong? Was it your hand position, your footwork, that one specific keystroke? Get super granular. Third, practice the correction. Do the action the right way, slowly and deliberately, over and over. Then you can gradually speed it up. You're literally building the correct muscle memory in real time. And finally, number 4, test under pressure. Try to recreate the original situation and see if that new, correct pattern actually sticks.
Now, I know this sounds really simple, but its power comes from the fact that it works with your brain's natural way of learning, not against it. So let's look at why this is so much more effective than just, normal practice.
This chart just breaks it down perfectly. I mean, look at the difference. With standard practice, the feedback loop is delayed, right? You make a mistake today, maybe you try to fix it tomorrow. But with pattern correction, the feedback is immediate. Standard practice is general and can take hours. This protocol, it's hyper-specific, it's surgical, and it only takes 20 minutes because it's only targeting that one tiny error.
And that right there is the key takeaway. We're all called practice makes perfect, but just repeating something over and over can actually reinforce your mistakes if you aren't careful. This is different. This is all about mindful, targeted practice. It's about the quality of the correction, not just the quantity of repetitions.
And once you start using this, you begin to see the bigger picture. You zoom out from just fixing one little mistake to fundamentally changing how you get better at, anything.
I absolutely love this quote because it perfectly captures the whole philosophy here. Look, the point isn't to never make mistakes. That's just impossible. The point is to get really, really good at correcting them instantly. You're building this agile, rapid response system for improvement. And that's really what this is all about. This isn't just some little productivity hack. Adopting this way of thinking is a fundamental shift in how you approach learning any skill, whether it's a sport, an instrument, writing, you name it.
So I'll just leave you with this question. Think about it for a second.
What's that one small, annoying mistake that you keep making? That typo, that wrong note, that flawed swing? Now that you have the tool, what pattern are you going to correct first?